Hi everyone! I haven't done much vlogging for a while. I feel like I've been a very bad YouTuber. I think a lot of that mainly is because I've just been so busy. We've had loads of different things going on. I was poorly, and then I decided a couple of days before we're due to start lambing, I'll start getting back into vlogging again. So my idea is this is going to be my pre-lambing prepare with me for lambing time vlog. The idea is hopefully to get lots of food prepped. If you can hear a weird buzzing in the background, I've got the bread maker going. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to come out because the packet flour was only a couple of days out of date, but my bread maker, it makes a 500 gram loaf, and I had enough to make a 400 gram loaf, so I've topped it up with some strong white bread flour that I had in the cupboard, but that was a it said January 2026, so yeah, a couple of months out of date, so I'm hoping it'll be okay. But it's more just because I didn't like the look of any of the breads in I forgot to go back and have a look at them actually. I got some of the fruit loaf, which I like to have, but I didn't go back and have a look at any. I never really liked the look of theirs anyway, and I usually get the sourdough from the co-op and I've forgotten, so I thought, oh well, I'll use some of my bread flours. So I'm making a oat and linseed loaf. It's so easy. I just have a Lakeland bread maker that I've had for donkey's years, and I just chuck it all in there. Sometimes it makes it a bit lopsided, sometimes it's a bit of a strange looking loaf. I do make it by hand myself, but when I'm going to be short of time like now, I'll just chuck it in the bread maker, and it's just another tool I have in the kitchen that I don't tend to use a lot of, so if I can use it, I feel like I'm quite justified. I've bought some bits and bobs from the Lidl as well. I've got some. Now this is where, as a farmer, I don't know if I'm like opening myself up for like derision and being cancelled, but I've bought some beef medallion steaks, chiefly because these are quite cheap. And my idea is I'm going to thinly slice them up, and I'm going to make up like some fajita packs for like batch cooking. So slice them up, slice up some peppers and chuck them in the freezer, so when I want to make something quick and easy, or like stir fry kits or something like that, they're just ready and there. I can just defrost them all together. And same, I've done some chicken as well. Then I really fancied this, and I'd seen it a couple of times, and I was thinking, gosh, I'm never going to eat all this by myself. And then I thought, you don't have to eat all yourself. So it's high protein, hot honey ribs. And so what I'm going to do is probably chop it into 3, and that'll do me 3 meals. And I thought that would be quite nice to freeze that. I didn't realise it was in their high protein range. I just like the sound of the hot honey ribs, and I always like having ribs because it makes me think of when I was little and we used to get Chinese takeaway, and I always used to get sticky ribs to go with mine. Another thing I've been trying, because my main thing is I'm really worried that I'm going to be low on energy and low on strength for doing lambing time, because this time I aren't taking any time off work until April. So I'm like basically going to be flat out. And I did a thing on ChatGPT asking it to build me sort of a food, like a menu for quick and easy foods I can make that are still going to be helping me get a lot of nutrition and get a lot of calories in. And one of the things it said to do was to up my protein, and it recommended getting some protein powder to go in my smoothies. So I just got this off Amazon, and I tried it this morning. I was hoping to do banana and raspberry smoothie. However, I'd frozen some bananas, and when I got it out last night, put it in the fridge and defrosted it, and it had gone really gooey. I don't know whether I would have been maybe better off doing it from frozen. So I just did Greek yogurt, raspberries, blueberries. I did half a scoop of that because it's the first time I've ever tried it, and then I had to put quite a bit of honey in, some milk to sort of loosen it up, and then I also put some of this in, mainly because I've had it for ages and I want it using up, but it's the Real Balance Tonic, and it's meant to be really helpful for women's health. So there isn't a great deal of it left. It looks like, sorry, you've just disappeared. It looks like a massive tub, but really, I think it only goes to about there, and I probably have that much left. So I'm going to try and use that up in smoothies. But I had that smoothie, so I took it with me to work, and I had it from about like 9 till 9:30, and it actually did fill me up. I did feel like, because usually I would have been snacking by then. By later on in the morning, I would have had probably eaten half of my lunch, if not all of my lunch, before 12 o'clock. And the first thing I had after that was actually my sandwich for my lunch. So I thought that was quite good. So I'm going to keep trying to do that. Just mainly because I'm so tired and I don't want to be going, my worst case thing was going into lambing time tired, and I know I already am going to. So I'm trying to at least have a decent meal set up and things I can go for that are hopefully going to help me give me energy and keep me going. Now, my mother has been telling me we're due to start tomorrow, Thursday, which is the 12th. I did a different calculator and it said it would be Saturday. We have no sheep in the shed. The shed's been mucked out, but it's to be bedded up. So all the sheep are still outside in the fields. So if any of them decide to lamb early, well, they're just going to have to lamb outside. We have had them lamb outside before. I think every year we've had some that have lambed, apart from maybe our first year. So that isn't a massive problem, and we can just bring the ewe with their lambs into the shed and just put a bit of straw down and make a nice pen for her. But hopefully Friday we will fetch them in, and what I want to do, because we're tight on space, I don't want to have all 60 of them in. I want to have, because quite a few of them are still a way off, they're about a month off, whereas others are due to start now. So I want to have the first sort of 2 weeks worth in and leave the others out in the field. Then the idea is when the first lot have lambed and they're away, the lambs are away, then we can turn them out into some field of grass. I don't know what field of grass this is because we have next to nothing, but anyway. And then we can bring the next lot in. That's sort of the idea, that's the plan. So that will be this weekend's jobs. But tonight I'm hoping to do a bit of cooking. So I've got my bread in. I would like to try and make my granola because that's a nice thing to have on a morning, with some Greek yogurt. And I will probably, because I think I'm going to have some chicken tonight, so I might try and make these chicken fajita or stir fry kits up so I can just have them ready to go. And yeah, the idea is to try and be prepared and organised. Nothing like doing it last minute. Morning everyone. So I didn't do very well with my attempts to carry on videoing after the other night. I was so tired by the time I'd done all my meal prep and made my tea, and I went sat down to eat my tea. My legs were killing me, so I just sort of chilled on the settee, and the next thing you know I'd fallen asleep and it was 9 o'clock, so I just went straight up to bed. I wanted to have a bath and everything like that, and I just thought, no, I'm so tired. So instead I went and I got up early-ish the next day. I had all the washing up to do from the night before. I had a quick shower before I got to work. Then yesterday I had a really busy day at work. There were so many different things going on. And then I came home and I had plans to do a few other bits, but instead I just did a bit of tidying up, things like that, and I actually watched a film. So the cats, as soon as I came in, they were just clamouring all over me, and all they wanted to do was sit with me. So I just put a film on and we watched Mean Girls because it was on my Amazon Prime, which I've watched millions of times, but not for a long time. So I watched that, and then I did a bit of a sort out in the house, and then went to bed. So now it's Friday morning. This is my farm day. I'm just making a smoothie with some of my protein powder in before we get ready to go and see what's happening. I think today is going to be the big day of prepping the shed and seeing if, depending on how well we get on, if we can maybe bring some ewes in that are due to lamb fairly soonish. I calculated that they're due tomorrow. Mum has been saying that they were due yesterday, and as far as I know, nobody's lambed yet, so fingers crossed we haven't had any. anything untoward in the night. And then this weekend it'll be all systems go. So I'm hoping to bring you guys with me. It looks like I'll need to charge my camera, so that might have to pop on charge at my mum and dad's. This is my little shed, and then the big shed. Is this from one of them that was along there, or is it a fresh one? Yeah,
but we use all them plus. Yeah, hidden freshness.
Well, it was getting chucked out, Lord.
Well,
It'd be alright, chuck it right up, straight up.
yeah. They're getting rained on all the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
Can't really think is it any different from being outside?
What do you need your road?
Yeah.
The same. That's about 10. As much as any. Right.
Kind of want to push that corner, don't we? bedded up. Seems such a shame to put a load of sheep in it, to mess it all up. Yeah. Do you want to go and have a look at your ewe? If you think she's acting sus? Jennifer. Oh, and there's a little one, a little teeny one. Look at all that straw that's blown across up against the fence side. Gathered it. Oh.
Just brought it straight into the shed.
Where?
Just sat there.
Just there. Is that right? We all just come out of there? You'll be mouthing. Are you ever going to do any mouthing?
Oh, then it was a show and sale. So like you were selling a pair of them, and then we did 700 out of, I don't know if it was pounds or guineas. Usually sales are guineas.
It's usually guineas, yeah.
720 guineas or something. Anyway.
Are you playing with Ozzy? Here he comes. Oh, the jaw jumped, did it? Oh, my little back end. Good mornings. It is before 6:30. I'm coming out to check the sheep because we had one ewe that looked very suspicious yesterday night, and I can definitely see she already has a lamb with her. So she's lambed outside. The only thing is, she's meant to have 3. So how many has she got with her? It is extremely cold. My car said it was 3 degrees, and really I didn't want her to be lambing outside. There's a little dark smudge on the floor, but there's definitely one stood with her. Oh, but it looks like it has his head up. I don't know if you can see. Definitely need to get him out of this field. Oh, that's definitely 1, definitely 2. So, today is going to be a definitely crazy day. I was sort of hoping that she'd hang on, but she hasn't done. Now, interestingly enough, there were at least 5 more that are due at the same time as her. Now, we just had the 2, is the 3rd. Oh, no, I see 3 lambs. Oh my word. One looks a bit cold. Oh my word. Hello, sweetheart. You had 3 babies. One looks a bit cold. I can't get my zoom to work. There she is. Oh, you look a bit cold. Oh, you are a bit cold. I'll have to take this one in. Oh, a bit cold, aren't you? Right. But 1, 2, 3. Well done, Jennifer. So, back home now. So the ewe had lambed, which was brilliant. I knew she was going to lamb. I said yesterday, if she doesn't lamb at feeding up time tomorrow night, it'll be last night, it'll be tomorrow morning. So sure enough, I set my alarm for 6 to get up to check, and sure enough, she'd already had them, so she'd had all 3. I took the little one that was a bit cold down to the house, just put that in a box in front of the cooker with the oven running just to try and warm it up. And then the other two, I went back and picked the 2 lambs up, and she followed. She's such a good mum, she did exactly what I wanted her to do, and she came back with me, and I penned her up in the little pen in the field, and then I gave them some colostrum paste, and I went and got some food and a bit of water for her, because obviously she's had a fair ordeal. And then my dad turned up by this point, and then we walked her out of that pen through the next field and then across the yard into the shed. So now she's penned up in there. We left her with the 2, and then we went back to the house, and the little one in the house was doing much better. It was trying to leap out of its box, so we took that back to her, so she's got all 3 with them. She's had 2 boys and a girl. The girl is a little bit smaller, and I probably won't leave all 3 on her. We'll either bottle rate the girl, or it might be, if I have a single, there is a big single due the same day as her. Well, she was covered by the ram on the same day, so fingers crossed. If she lambs, I might be able to mother it onto her, because she has loads of milk. But the other thing is, she's a white ewe expecting a white lamb. This is a black lamb, so it's whether she'll be like, I know that's not mine. But last year we ran both tups together, so I have a white tup, a Border Leicester, and a black tup, a Suffolk, and some of them had 1 of each, and they didn't seem that bothered. So we'll see how we go, but it could be just that thing where I have no singles that lamb today, and I can try over the next couple of days. Obviously I'm at work on Monday, Saturday today, but we'll just have to see how things progress. So I've just come home now to have a cup of tea. Obviously I'm still in, I just put yesterday's clothes on because I thought I was just going to go and have a look, but obviously we've had a couple of hours now messing about up there. So I didn't feed the cats, I haven't fed the chickens, I haven't put my egg stall out, I haven't had any breakfast. I've had a cup of coffee at mum and dad's, and that's that. So that's the plan for today. Go back to the farm after I've done all that, and we're going to hopefully bring the ewes, fetch the ewes into the pen, sort through which one's going to lamb soonest, and we will bring them into the shed with her, and leave the others out. I've had to leave some hogs in with some of the ewes, and it would be really good if I could pull them out, but it just depends what's happening. So that is your actual typical Saturday in the country. So we've been watching the Cheltenham Gold Cup. My mum's really into horse racing, and we did watch the big race yesterday. But I've been looking at all the clothes, all the fashion, stuff like that, all these countryside influencers whose their main claim to being in the country is that they basically bought a big house in the country, and they now... It annoys me when they say, oh look, this is so-and-so, and they're wearing this is your... the epitome of countryside dressing, this is the uniform of the country, and they're in the world's most impractical clothes ever, floor-length skirts, things that I would cry if it got actual muck on in the country. So for me, what I'm wearing, this is a polyester, it will be polyester, a gilet that I got from Edinburgh Wool and Mill about 8 years ago. Every so often the zip does peel up from the bottom, but it does its job. I actually have straw hair in my hair. I did brush my hair, but you wouldn't be able to tell. And then I have a long sleeve fleece that I bought from a country show where they had like old outdoor clothing like Mountain Warehouse, Regatta and stuff like that, and they had fleeces for I think, was it 2 for $5, so I bought this one and another one. I have a pair of thermal leggings on that are desperately in the need of a wash, and I had I put a big fleece on that it's actually man's small. I bought a set of 5, I think it was, from a cutting in the newspaper that my nana pulled out for me, and so this is the thing where these people, they wear the country colours, wear the country uniform, and it's like a £300 jacket. Well, I had to pick that lamb up, and she was obviously covered in birthing fluid, though she was fairly dry. She was also covered in a lot of dirt, a lot of muck, because the ewe had done a bit of digging and then had her in a little hollow in the ground, and I put her inside my jacket, so up against my fleece, so it's obviously covered in God knows what. And the thing is, you wouldn't do that if you were wearing your Holland Cooper and things like that. But I know you wouldn't necessarily But it just annoys me that is like the bit of the country that people see. And it's like, well, actually, really, the majority of us that exist in the country are probably wearing, oh, that was my teaspoon, not a lot of money's worth of clothes, but they're functional. I did see Lydia Millen had put, well, no, it was Jade Holland Cooper had put a post up of Lydia Millen in the Millen Gordon tweed. And every time I see all these posts, I do always comment and say, is it made of British wool? Because they make a big deal about champion heritage British brands, and yes, I don't know, the word heritage maybe has a different connotation to me, because I think heritage is something quite old and established, whereas they would apply that to Holland Cooper, and I think Holland Cooper's a fairly recent brand. I mean, if she's been trading for 20 years, 30 years, I still think that's not all that old. They say British heritage like it means something, but how much of their material is made in this country, made using textiles created in this country, British wool? I've never ever had a response. I've had a few people give me like, well, she's a British brand. That I'm not disputing that, I'm disputing her materials. We have sheep in this country, I don't know how many million sheep there are. Every year a sheep creates a fleece. It's a natural, sustainable product that if you send to the wool board is worth about 40p. I sell a lot of ours privately to crafters for about £6 a fleece, because I feel like that covers the cost of the shearing, the cost of having to look after, it's a bit extra that the sheep are providing to us. And it's also, it's a product that it needs to be worth something. And a lot of these brands, they use wool, and it's, where has this wool come from? It's not, there are a couple of brands that I have seen, quite small brands, usually on TikTok, and they use a particular brand, like a particular breed of sheep. So Blueface Leicester wool, there is a brand, I can't remember what she's called, but that is what she uses, and she makes quite a big deal of it. Comes from one farm, and that's brilliant. But what about everybody else that breeds sheep? It is one of my dreams to try and do something with our wool. I would love to have like some tweed made out of ours and have our own tweed. And then that, for me, like the Millen Gordon thing is, they've just put their name to it, and yes, she maybe stood there and picked the colours out, but she hasn't reared those animals. For us, that would be amazing for me, because I've chosen those animals, reared those animals, brought them through their lives. I've then selected the wool, and then we've gone through the process of having it made into the item at the end. But that is a pipe dream that's probably never ever going to come off, because for someone like me, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm doing my off-farm job and I'm doing my farm job, and there isn't a great deal of space either side of that. But it is something I would love to do. I'm going to have my cup of tea. There is a cat sat waiting by my feet wanting his breakfast, so we'll get that sorted, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you to the farm with me, and we'll see if there's any more lambs born. So I had all those things I was going to do, and then I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but Mum's just sent me a picture. So this is my big white sheep that's just had her lamb, and she's had a stunning lamb that is lovely. So it's all systems go. I don't know, I think I might have to put this cup of tea in a travel cup. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. It's a nice day for them. All spit their lambs out in the field before I can fetch them in. Hello, how are you doing? Are you lammies? Oh, they're all out back of you, looking like they're having a go. Looks like you've got a pen for your companion. Let's go find her. You like the camera, don't you? There's your 3 lammies. I've just had to milk you out a bit because you're a bit big on one side. And you have a little girl, she's just had a bottle. She's just had about 150ml at Best Banana Milkshake. You're a good girl, aren't you, Jennifer? And then in here, you're hiding him. You are? You're hiding him. Bianca. Where is he? He's there, look. He has these ears. Clever girl. Yeah. Yeah. How's this for a little lamb? A little spring lamb. So this is father's aboard Leicester, and Bianca she's a Texel but out of a Scottish black-faced mum. So Holly's her mum, and isn't he so cute? So it's very lovely. It's a beautiful day. It's days like today, I've drunk half of that bucket, when it's nice like this and I think, ooh, lambing outside it's alright, when we've had a couple of good outcomes, but knowing our forecast it'll probably be miserable. And also I don't like to lamb outside because I don't know if you can hear it, but there's dogs barking. We have a public footpath that goes through our farm and then around the perimeter, and I will say some dog owners are okay, but a lot of them aren't. The second they come out of the village, that's it, dog's off lead. Fido can run wherever he wants, chase whatever he wants, and do his business wherever he wants, and because they didn't see it, oh, well, it never happened. So I'm just putting this bucket back in here to give her water with. Now I'll go and have a sit down and a bite to eat and plan what we're going to do. Who knows if anything else will land, or if that will do us today. Probably not. And how nice for the village. They are muck spreading in our next door neighbour's field. All those houses. I hope they haven't got any washing come out and they shut their windows. It's quite a heap for them to go at. And this is my attempt to try and keep my energy levels up. One of my smoothies with a bit of protein powder in. This one was banana, frozen summer fruits, some blueberries, Greek yogurt, half a scoop of protein powder. I have no idea if that's enough I need to put in. And then some milk and some water. See if it at least keeps me going for the day. Second lot all fetched in, barring 2 and Lily. Luckily these 3 can stay out for another week or so. But now it's time to sort through who needs to come in the shed. Hello everybody's. Are we all inside? Well, Toothy, that's your daughter. That's Happy. Jemima. You're gonna have to exert your reaffirm who's boss now. What's matter? That little one not getting on. Would you give her a bottle? Hi everyone. So I'm back home. It's 8:10. I've had a shower, hence why my hair is so fluffy. And I'm just waiting for my tea to cook. I'm just having a chili con carne that I'd made. That is Max's tail. I'm having a chili con carne that I'd meal prepped the other day the other week, and I'd frozen them, just something quick and easy to make. And then I've got the fire going, although it's been a bit poor. We aren't really getting a lot of go out of it, but it's not too cold. And then I'll probably have my tea. I might play on my game a little bit and watch the camera to make sure nothing's happening, and if nothing's happening, go up to bed, because it has been a long busy day, starting at 6 o'clock this morning with Jennifer lambing, and then we had another single, and then we've moved everything around, so we've fetched in the first lot of ewes that are due in the next sort of week, 10 days, and then I pulled the hogs out of where they were, which were in with some of the in-lamb ewes, which meant it was making it hard for me to feed them properly, because I have a tup and a couple of weather hogs in there, and they can't eat the same food as the ewes, so I was having to give them something slightly different that probably wasn't for the best. So I've managed to pull those out. I've also pulled some empties out of the other field, and they're now in a field that has next to no grass in it. There's a little bit, but not a real lot. But it just means that I can feed them a bit better. They're getting just their normal grub, and it means I can feed the ewes more appropriately for this stage in pregnancy. They maybe should have had it a week or two earlier, but we just couldn't get that done in time. And it also means now I have an empty field, because we put all the ewes in together now that are left, because I want to rest one of the paddocks at least for a couple of weeks, maybe longer. If we can get away with it for a month, that would be amazing, but it depends how quickly these lot lamb, what the weather's like, when we start turning out and things like that. So it might not be as long as I want, but kitten. But we shall see. So it's been a busy day. I'm really, really tired. My legs are killing me. I'm going to take my magnesium tablet with the rest of my supplements while I have my tea, and then just try and chill out. There's maybe one or two that are possibly looking like they might want to have a go, but we'll see. The good thing with having the camera now is that we can sort of just keep periodically checking through the night as well. I can just have a look on it and see what's happening, whether if there's something I'm a bit unsure of, or if I can't see something quite clearly, then I will go and have a look. But if everyone's laid nice and quiet and nobody's acting suspicious or in distress, then I know I can leave them for a little while longer. Hopefully they'll all behave and we'll have a nice easy night, but we shall see. But yeah, so that's been our Saturday. I'll have to go and check my rice now. It's probably bubbling over, which means I'll have to move my kitten because he's sat on my knee and he looks quite cozy. But yeah, hope you've all had a good weekend. I'm going to try to upload these videos and get them posted as soon as I can, but who knows, it takes a long time for it to come off my machine and then a long time for it to upload into the software, and obviously it depends on how tired I am and what I've got going on, but hopefully I'll be able to maybe get a couple of them up. So see you all later.